Romans chapter 12, verses 1 and 2, that says, I beseech you therefore, brethren, by the mercies of God, that you present your body a living sacrifice, holy, acceptable unto God, which is your reasonable service. This is for everybody. This isn't just for preachers. This is for everybody. It's our reasonable service. And then verse 2 says, and be not conformed to this world, but be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind, that you may prove what is that good and acceptable and perfect will of God. And this says you will prove, make manifest to the physical senses what is the good, the acceptable, and the perfect will of God. I spent from Christmas of 1967 till March the 23rd of 1968 doing nothing but praying Romans chapter 12, verses 1 and 2, and saying, God, what does it mean to be a living sacrifice? How do I become a living sacrifice? What does it mean to renew my mind? What does all this mean? And I just prayed. And then on March the 23rd, 1968, God showed up in a prayer meeting. And I tell you what, it transformed my life. And God revealed Himself to me and showed me what He wanted me to do. Sometimes I start with that testimony about when the Lord changed my life, but I had been for a year and a half been studying the Word, and for 4 months I had been meditating Romans 12, 1 and 2. And there's a reason God revealed Himself. It's because I saw it. You know, we often quote Jeremiah chapter 29, verse 11. It says, I know the thoughts that I think towards you, says the Lord, thoughts of peace and not of evil, to give you an expected end. The NIV says a hope and a future. And we often quote that verse, but then we forget the next 2 verses. In verse 12, it says, then shall ye call upon me, and ye shall go and pray unto me, and I will hearken unto you, and you shall seek me and find me when you shall search for me with all your heart. People say, God, what's your will for my life? I've got 3 minutes before my favorite show comes on. Would you reveal yourself to me? That's not seeking God with your whole heart. As long as you can live without knowing God's purpose for your life, you will. He won't force Himself upon you, but He has already written in His book what your life is supposed to be. Your talents, whether you're a male or female, you can't change that, by the way, for those of you that don't know that. Whether you were born male or female, whether what color your skin is, your talents, your abilities, everything about you was created by God to fulfill a purpose, and you've only got one chance of finding what that purpose is. It's not up to you to pick and choose and do whatever you want to do and then ask God to bless it. You need to take your journey, the journey that God prepared for you, not for somebody else. You can't live another person's dream. You can't be like anybody else. You're better at being you than you are anybody else. You need to get comfortable in your skin, in what God called you to do.